Now, Keith used this concept early on in the Stones' career by playing a bar chord across the D, G, and B string, and then adding the higher notes to that shape. And he would play something along these lines. So as you can see, I'm going 2 frets higher on the G, 1 fret higher on the B. And you could call this a sus2, sus4 chord. So we're in E, E sus2, sus4. Now, as I said, Keith usually uses an open G tuning when playing parts like this. I'm showing it to you in standard tuning so that you'll be able to play these things without changing the tuning of your guitar. It necessitates, however, that you have to find the correct bass note to play on the 6th string along with that. So let me show you another couple forms. So let's look at the open D, G, and B. That's a G chord, and we had our G root note on the 6th string. If we move that whole thing up to sound C, barring across the D, G, and B string at the 5th fret, that creates a C chord, and then we have our C root note on the 8th fret. So we went from this to that. And to get a Keith sound in standard tuning, you can go from that chord, the regular C, to going 2 frets higher on the D, 1 fret higher on the B, and alternating between those two shapes like this. If we move the raised note on the D string over to the G string, we get this. Another thing Keith likes to do is just add a raised note on one of the strings, then add another and take them off. So you'll hear a rhythm part like this on the song Happy. So the cool thing about doing it in this way is you can get the Keith Richards sound, but you're still in standard tuning. Just have to remember to play that bass note on the 6th string and move it around appropriately. All right, now let's tune to open G. As I said before, open G tuning, you keep the D, G, and B string the same as in standard tuning. So those stay D, G, and B. But what you do is the 6th string goes down from E to D. So here it is if you want to tune up. The A string goes down a whole step from A to G. And the high E string goes down a whole step from E to D. So the resulting tuning is D, G, D, G, B, D. Strum across all the strings, you get an open G chord. So what Keith will do is he'll add those chord shapes as I was showing you, but he doesn't need to play an additional bass note. He can just keep things open. Another thing Keith likes to do is he'll take the 6th string off of his guitar, so the lowest note is going to be that root note for all the chords, and then he can just swing freely when he's playing and hit the chords. All right, so in open G tuning, the home chord is all the strings open. And then the most common shape that he will switch to and alternate from the open G is to go 2 frets higher on the D, 1 fret higher on the B. And this is really C over G. The only difference is with that open D on top, It functions like an add to for a C chord. But it really lends that special quality that you get